hear that door slam?
What was that?
Dorothy.
Yeah. Wow.
Whoa. Oh, look at the static meter, too.
Oh,
there's two of them.
No, it's him. Oh my God,
Dude, it's literally...
it's
Oh.
There are some places in the world that just seem to be haunted. Whether it's an old abandoned house, a hospital that's been out of use for 20 years, or maybe even a river. There are places in every state and every country that seem to hold ghosts. For my job, I travel the world exploring these haunted locations, and sometimes the activity that happens in a place sticks with you. The Christie House in Long Prairie, Minnesota is one of those places that's affected by paranormal energy. The home seems to breathe with some sort of ethereal darkness, something that you can touch when you're inside of the building and feel in your soul. When I was there for a night, I don't know who we talked to. I don't know what came through, but something definitely did. This was my last investigation and my last night with Dr. Adrian Lee, and the things that we encountered that night will stick with me forever. We were the first paranormal group or production ever allowed to film footage inside of the home and post it. So what you're seeing is groundbreaking. Welcome to the Paranormal Files.
Hey guys, Colin here. Before we start today's video, I just want to let you know that this video was sponsored. It's always exciting to get sponsorships, and today's video is brought to you by Ibble. It's an app similar to TikTok where you can post videos, spark conversations, and share your perspective with the world. There's news on there, there are people vlogging, it's a lot of different cool content. I've actually checked out the app myself and I enjoy the interface. I have my own account on there. It's the Paranormal Files. You guys can find me. I'm going to be posting a couple videos on there soon. The app's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. The link is down in the description below. I believe in this app. I wouldn't do a sponsorship that I don't believe in. So if you guys are looking for some sort of cool, quick content like TikTok, obviously I have 1.2 million followers on TikTok, which kind of is random, but I'm going to start posting on TikTok and some videos on Ibble as well. So thank you guys so much. Please go support that sponsorship. Download the app if you can and just check it out for me. And yeah, thanks to Ibble for sponsoring this. Today's video is insane. The investigation of the Christie House was one of the most potent that we recorded in Minnesota. And if you guys haven't done so already, please go listen to Murder in America, my new podcast with Courtney. We are discussing on tomorrow's episode the Texas killing fields, which is an absolutely insane story that a lot of people don't know about. 30 bodies found in a small parcel of land outside of Houston, Texas. And Courtney and I actually visited the killing fields with her brother Connor just a couple months ago, and we captured literally one of the craziest pieces of paranormal evidence in the history of my show while we were there. It has something to do with the podcast, so go listen to that podcast to hear the story about when we went out there. That episode's going to be on the channel in a month or two when I finish filming for it. But in addition, we're going to be posting that clip from that investigation that contains this insane evidence on the Patreon of Murder in America. You can sign up for the lowest benefit there and access that clip. Courtney and I tonight are going to the Yogurt Shop Murders location where those murders that we covered in the first episode of the podcast took place. We're going to be doing some investigating and putting those clips on the Patreon for Murder in America. Those links are in the description below. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thanks for making my dreams come true. And we are going to bigger, better heights in 2021 than the channel has ever been to. Trust me, big things are coming. But anyways, I love you guys, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the video.
Okay, so we're going to begin this investigation in the Parlor room. This is where they held viewings of bodies after family members had died. It was a gathering place. People would listen to music, kind of hang out in here. So we figured this is naturally a good place to begin investigating, just because there was a lot of energy here in life and possibly in death too. So, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm trying to get the flare back.
So we've got quite the light show.
And look at the other one stopped too. Oh,
There, that one's.
What we would want to happen
sir.
is if Jim fires up,
Okay.
if we get Jim to start the vitrola and play some Edwardian music, I think we might increase the activity. I think with the energy we're getting here, I'd like to see that increased with the familiarity of listening to some music from that period.
Yep. Okay, guys, also, by the way, to anybody who's in the house, I know that I am new. My dad is new. My name is Colin, and
I'm Jeff.
we're here tonight just to talk to you. No negativity, no disrespect at all, and the highest respect for you guys. And we would just love to hear what you have to say.
Oh, here we go. K2's on.
So for our first experiment tonight, just like Adrian suggested, we are going to play some of the music that you heard a little bit of earlier from the, what's that? What
The
is it called?
Vitrola.
A Vitrola.
Yes, it was the hi-fi system of the day.
Oh, okay. Well, from over there in the corner, the Vitrola music will be playing, and we're going to see if that triggers any sort of a response with our devices. Oh, look at that one's going way stronger now.
So it's almost in beat with the music now.
Do you guys like the music? And over here to our left, Jeff has got the flow camera. It's a thermal imaging camera. Oh, there goes the sky. If you guys like the music, can you light all of these devices up or just step over near the lights? Right at the end of the song. That's weird.
It may be worth mentioning as well that that's not an electrical piece of equipment. That's actually a gramophone. It's wound up with a spring, so there's no electricity taking place at all to give any false readings for those K2 meters.
Wow. That's bizarre how they really did start to...
Have you ever seen
spike.
such a constant
No.
reading over a prolonged period of time?
That's bizarre how they...
And now the music's gone off. You know, there's a sense that some of those meters have quietened down a little bit.
Yeah, strange. Should we do one more?
I certainly think if you're getting results,
Yeah.
get as much
Yeah.
footage as you can. When are you going
Oh.
to find that again, right?
That's a yes.
Oh, that's definitely a yes.
Look how the second one on the left is now starting to give better readings.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's a huge area of energy there. It can almost be captured in that sort of hula hoop shape. And it doesn't happen anywhere else in the house except from here, through the bedroom upstairs and then into the attic. And there's nothing in the basement. We've looked in the basement, we've looked at these floorboards. There's nothing in the basement that would give this reading. Well, that helped.
What do you think of all this?
Oh, just getting started, I think.
Oh,
There's energy here right here for sure, obviously.
it's crazy how they like to spike at the same time, too. Okay, guys, if you like this music, why don't you step over into the middle of the room with us and just let us know.
It's very interesting how creepy this environment is as well. I don't know if you get this at home, but certainly, you know, the way we're in a parlour, there's Victorian photographs, you've got this going on, the creepy music in the background. It's really atmospheric and almost your worst nightmare for a horror film at the moment.
Do you guys like this song?
What do you think?
Hey, Doc, are you there?
You can also knock on something or move something to let us know that you're here. If you're able to.
Don't tell me, I was just there.
Again, I don't know if you want to film aspects of this, but I've got 15 on the Ovilus, but that might be relevant later, do you know what I mean?
So he's running an Ovilus here too.
Gotta get call every 15. Okay.
Like I said before, guys, we just want to talk to you tonight, so come on through if you're here.
The record was on the K2.
Oh, whoa, when he's putting it in, you see those spiking?
It's still hitting.
Periscope in the middle.
Oh, there, that one up.
Hit.
Did you hear that door slam?
What was that?
Yeah.
Was that a door?
It sounded like a door.
Yeah.
Can you guys really let us know if you like when we play the music for you?
She couldn't be more creepy, could it?
Especially this song. This is a very creepy song, definitely. Definitely wouldn't be as popular with today's crowds.
Anything on the
I don't
FLIR
think.
at all?
Nope, nothing on the heat camera. Could you guys give us some sort of a sign, maybe a knock, wherever you are? If you are here in the house with us right now, the Christie House.
Seems like the music definitely
Yeah, it's crazy how it goes kind of quiet.
more.
Should we go upstairs?
I think the attic may be calling us.
Yeah, I feel it.
We'll have a chat with Dr. Christie and see if he's around.
Jeff, what do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, okay.
Or it's just the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Open.
Open.
Yeah, you got open.
You heard him when he was taking a picture of me.
Picturing like-
Open. So, Parlor was very interesting, just playing the music and kind of seeing how the different devices reacted, especially since those are sounds coming from a device that was here in the home. Now we're going to head up to the attic. This is where Adrian caught the picture of the spirit before, supposedly of Dr. Christie himself, and yeah, he's going to bring all the stuff with us too. So.
That'd be really good.
See, I think that energy, if you think about the layout of the house, kind of sits in this area.
Can I go get the SLS camera, Colin?
Yeah.
Do you wanna?
Look at it already.
Oh, jeez.
Look how
Okay.
that was not hitting downstairs.
No, that's
Wow.
it.
Whoa.
Okay. This is by the mirror we caught the
There, there's the
image.
static meter
Oh.
going.
Whoa, look at the static meter too.
Wow, it's going crazy.
That's nutty.
That's every colour on that device.
Oh, that one's.
And this was look
Wow.
at the yellow too.
There was blue in there as well earlier.
That's like going crazy.
And just think about how that was downstairs.
We're here.
You hear, Mom?
How does that happen? From
What do you
complete
think, Adrian?
silence that whole time.
I go back to what I've already stated. I think there's a column of energy goes through this building, and it's almost as if the spirits and ghosts are using that almost like a finger buffet. They're accessing the energy and it's making them stronger. So when I was asked earlier why there's so much activity in this house, it may be that the energy, which may be naturally occurring, is actually giving them the energy they need to manifest, to interact with us and do the things that they're doing. I mean, that would be a reasonable assessment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've got farmers and drank on our eye ovulus there.
Yep, see it there.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little experiment now. Up in the attic, I'm gonna do a spirit box first. You guys know how this works. Then I'm gonna throw it to Adrian over there, and he's gonna do his spirit box that you guys saw at the museum when we were in the jail the other night. So we'll see if we can get kind of similar responses. Once again, you guys, it's Colin here with my dad Jeff, a bunch of other people you know already. But we'd love to talk to you if you're here in the attic. If you are here with us, can you just say hi or hello? I don't think I'm gonna hear anything on this, honestly. I'll just let you go right away.
I just might, because they know me perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's interesting too is look at all the meters. Every single one of them has stopped hitting all of a sudden.
Word separate as well. Now come up on the eye ovulus. So maybe we discuss perhaps doing
Separate.
different ghost boxes, but if I come and stand where you are, sir, and you can hold that. Sit.
Perfect.
Let me know if anything comes through. We can sit and do this
Okay,
together.
yeah.
Beautiful.
First thing I want you to do, you know who I am, you know who we are. What I'd like you to do is to just come through and give me your name so I know who we're talking to tonight. Just shout your name out nice and loudly for me, please.
Shelton with Austin.
Well, he mentioned Austin there, and I know the two.
Yeah.
Austin, yeah.
We're from
That's what I, yeah.
That's where I'm going back.
Bearing in mind that we're currently in southwest or central Minnesota.
Release.
Could you tell me who's here? Are you stuck here? Are you trapped here? When the word release comes up on the ovulus, it makes me think there's a sense, you know, that you're struggling. And now we have the static meter chiming in as well. So we are getting some empirical evidence on 2 or 3 different devices, which almost makes our evidence more impressive. We're here in the Christie House, so I want to talk specifically to either George or Robert perhaps, and I've spoken to Robert before. Do you prefer to be called Bob or Robert or Bobby? What would you prefer? Is George with us tonight? Could George shout his name out? I thought someone said ill in the background there, and of course we know the history of the building, why we're here, we know about Dr. Christie, but if someone says they're ill, this of course is a building where people that are unwell came to get better, of course. Are you unwell at the moment, yes or no?
I heard yes I am right away.
So yes I am coming through there. We now need to know who that would be. Do you reside in the Christie House? Do you spend a lot of your time here in spirit, yes or no? That said get out in a really prolonged voice. Do you know our names? Shout out one of our names.
I thought I heard Pete. I thought I heard a female say Pete.
This is a part of the building that we've actually made contact with Pete's mother before. She's a very famous lady that won lots of awards, and she was a nurse in England during the Second World War. Over my right shoulder in the square outside, there's actually a monument dedicated to all of the war dead that's come from the town, and she has a mural on that very wall, and she was, I believe, the president of the Christie House we're standing in right now for a long period of time. She was a very strong, confident woman, so if any spirit was going to come through, you could imagine it would be Dorothy. Dorothy, are you here? Can you shout your name out for me? I thought it said Peter again. Peter is currently the president of the Christie House Society Association. So if you're here, Dorothy, can you just shout your name out, a nice big hello? You could say hello to your son who's with me. Someone said flashlight, and of course at that very moment, Colin on the camera's got a big light on. It's pitch black in here, and he points the light down to the ghost box. At the same time, it says flashlight. And certainly spirits from back in the day wouldn't have an understanding of the camera equipment and the lighting we're using today.
First time it's
Yep. I'm gonna kill the light too.
they've come.
Last Wednesday, she also said get out.
Really?
Really?
She wondered why we were wearing masks, and we told her that there was a pandemic going on, and that's why we were wearing them. And of course, she was around for the
Spanish flu.
Spanish flu. And she was a nurse, a public health nurse, so she would know. Dorothy, this is Jim. You know me. Taught your kids.
Shout your name out nice and loudly. Who are we talking to? Who's in spirit with us at the moment?
Dorothy! 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 Did you hear that?
So we're getting some nice responses. There's definitely activity up here.
Dorothy, remember we were here last week? We told you about the pandemic and why we were wearing masks.
What would you like to do, gentlemen?
Mom, are you here with us? Mom, this is Peter. Are you here?
Peter's with me. Did you hear him saying hello? It said Bill, actually. Where's the best place in this house to have contact with you?
Maid's room! Maid's room!
The maid's room. The maid's room.
And
is
I was
just at the
literally
end.
thinking that in my head.
Of
I
the
was
corridor.
thinking, dude, we should go to the maid's room. That's so freaky.
So we're being told by the spirits, via the ghost box, that the best place to have
The maid
contact
died, right?
is in the
The
maid's
one
room.
maid.
Yeah,
was
she
14,
left here
15,
and
died
she was
after.
going home. On the way home, she was killed. She fell from a coach, was run over by the wheels of a coach. And I believe through our research after we had been in the house and you had talked to her,
Right.
that we found that out, that information out.
Sure. No, the first person I ever spoke to when I first stepped foot in this house, even just as a tourist, was the maid, psychically. So perhaps a trip to the maid's room may be the way to go right now.
I just want to state too that right when that came through on the device, I was sitting here thinking in my head, I want to go to the maid's room. I was thinking maid's room. So that's just strange. Weird.
Last step.
I think perhaps just run the device again for the first few minutes and see if we have a continuation of that.
So we just got to the maid's room. I just put the REM pod on the bed and it instantly started going off again, and it hadn't for what, 20 minutes up there?
Yeah, it's been a while since it's gone off. This isn't a device that works constantly. It's very interesting, that intermittence that we're now getting on this equipment.
You know what? I'm just going to shut this off though for when you do the EVP.
Afraid here on the.
Oh, they are.
Afraid?
So we now have a frayed come up on the device there, the Ovilus. We were told to come into the maid's room, so here we are now. It's the smallest room in the house, of course, very austere. There wouldn't have been much for the maid in this particular room, but she was in the house, and whether she was wanted, they would ring a bell and she would go to their assistance. So now we've been told, remember, on the ghost box, that the most active place and the place to get contact is in the maid's room. We have to make the assumption that it's perhaps the maid that wants to talk to us. So we're going to turn this on and we're going to see what she's got to say for herself.
Jeff's got the SLS over there too, so let us know.
Should I come in?
Yeah.
You may want to have a picture of the maid as well. There's her picture
yeah.
there.
And before we start this session, real quickly, I just want to say that earlier when we were on the tour with Jim and we came into this room, I really felt just like a really weird attraction to this room. And that's why it's just kind of just weird to me that when I was sitting there in the attic thinking, I want to go to the maid's room, and the box literally said, maid's room. Now we're here, so it's like it wanted us. I don't know, it's been drawing me here all night
Anybody
almost.
please appear on this camera for us too, if you can. I'll let you go. But
Shout your name out and say hello, please. Someone said hi, so obviously we're getting a response straight away. Are you the maid of the house? Yes or no? Yes. Did
Yes,
you used
yeah.
to work here? Sure, yes. Lots of responses. Can you shout your name out for me, please? Which one? That's a very interesting response because obviously during the entirety of this house from 1901 to 1974 there would have been, of course, many different maids, and I know the Historical Society has a list of some of their names. Whoever comes through first can tell me their name. There was an Anne, so straight away we got an Anne there.
Oh, I don't know if your foot was touching that rocking chair because I saw it moving. It's like,
Do you prefer being called Annabelle or Anne, or is there a different name of a maid here? Anne again. So I asked her if she prefers Anne or Annabelle. On the back of the fact she said her name was Anne.
I got a figure that came up. He's on top of your head. Adrian, stay still. See that?
oh, it is on him.
Okay. Adrian, stay still. See that?
Oh, it is on him.
Okay.
It's kind of like on his shoulder.
Yeah, on your right side. It was sitting, and that's there. Here it is. Here it's even more.
It definitely feels colder around my shoulders for sure.
Right there.
Yeah, it's like grabbing onto his hand.
Yeah,
it looks
it's
like.
grabbing onto
But
you.
it's got one hand up above your
To your
shoulder
left
like
hand.
this.
So if I raised my hand, is that making
Oh,
a
look at,
difference?
look at, it's on there. Oh, it went with it.
So the spirit can interact with me physically if I raise my
Oh,
hand.
look at. He's raised.
Oh,
it's
there's
got-
two of them.
No, it's him. Oh my God,
Dude, it's literally your
it's-
exact. It's cop.
Oh. It mapped you out and itself, so it was separate from you.
It copied your motions that you were doing.
I was wondering if the spirit could actually hold my hand. If I held my hand
Wow.
out, could the spirit hold my hand?
I'm
happy
going
for
to
you
break
touch
this.
me.
Just a second.
I'd like the maid to hold my hand. I don't mind. I promise not to tell your husband. Would you hold my hand for me? Can you give me your hand? Perhaps you can grab that. Is there a spirit around me there? Can you see anything?
There's nothing, but you're mapping out perfectly.
It was very interesting that I said you prefer Anne or Annabelle and she said Anne. I mean, there's no room for manoeuvre there. That's not a coincidence at that point. That's stimulus and
How
response.
close can I be, Colin?
I was gonna say right here.
Okay, I don't know. I'll be in your way or not.
Nope.
You told me your name was Anne. Can you shout that out again for me? I'll just say yes to confirm. Anne, are you here? Anne, I believe you used to be the maid, is that correct? There was a yes, but that was a male voice, but people may be answering on her behalf if we've got more than one spirit here. Are you the maid that's in the photograph on the bedroom cabinet, yes or no? Why there's so many people
Look at
in
this.
her
Look
room?
at this. Look at this.
What
Give me
is
some
that?
direction.
Oh my gosh, there's a hole
Jeff?
all over you. It's just expanded. Oh, it's
the thing just
froze. But we got it. I mean, it was.
Yeah. What's the spirit that's with me at the moment standing on me?
Sorry.
What's the name of the spirit that's with me at the moment standing on me?
And you guys said this meter was going.
That meter at one time was flashing back and forth and back. Jim was
Jeez, all the
holding
way
it.
to the-
Jim was holding it like this, and the thing was going all the way back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back.
I wish you would have known if it were at the time of the stick figure.
I know.
We do have a lot of.
Do you think it
EMF.
was?
What?
As I was getting the stick figure? We were
It was
talking-
when you were
Around
talking.
that time, yeah.
You were
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to Adrian about his
On his
hand.
On his hand.
Yeah, on his hand, and this thing was going crazy.
Wow.
I mean, it's the most active I've seen it all night. Is
Wow.
what it was when that was going on.
Very cool.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, let's.
Okay.
I'm going to let you on.
Okay, so we came here with 5 batteries. Every single battery is already dead, and we've only been filming barely an hour and a half. But before everything dies, I just wanted to provide a proper wrap up and just tell you that this place is charged with some sort of an energy, nothing bad, nothing negative, just like a very, very strong energy that seems to be here in the home. Thanks to the people that own the Christie House and the foundation that manages it, and everybody for letting us in here. It's truly been a pleasure. Thank you to Adrian for coming out for this Minnesota series. This is the last time we're gonna see him. So.
Oh, we'll see him again.
Au revoir is what I would say.
Yes.
We'll meet again at some
We don't like to say goodbye. See you later.
I'm ready to say goodbye to this dude.
Yeah, Adrian. Like father, like son, I guess, right?
Right.
Like father, like son.
Okay, but yeah, from Jeff and I, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for our final investigation here at the museum.
This is a great location.
But yeah,
All right.
catch you on the next
So
one,
do it.
guys. Stay spooky.